Okay, boy, do I have a haul today. Strap in your seatbelts, hold on tight, keep all hands tucked in. Don't let anything loose fall out of your pockets because it's going to be a long one. Okay, where to start? There's a lot of stuff in here. There's one thing in here I'm going to show. I can't remember if I showed it before. This is going to consist of a few finds at a con that was local to me here roughly a month or so ago. Quite a few eBay things. And the last book that I told you guys previously about in my CGC haul. I finally got that book back. I'm finally getting around to actually going to show it. As well as a few other books that I've acquired just in that time frame. And some major keys that I've also acquired that I'll probably hold those off until just before I do the CGC unboxing, because that I do want that to be kind of the grand finale. I don't have any idea what it is. I still haven't opened it, haven't looked at the grade online, haven't had anybody look at it to hint anything at me, so you guys are gonna see, and well, I guess hear, not see, but you're gonna get my authentic reaction, because I cannot wait to see what this book is. I did have it signed, pressed, and cleaned, and that's why it took longer to come back than the rest of the books that I'd sent in just to get signed. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's start with this stack. I got the majority of this stack at one dealer. In fact, up until the last day of the con, I had tickets to 3 of the 4 days. I had only spent, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 bucks the entire weekend. And honestly, all of the money that I did end up spending went towards 2 books. So, I'll show you guys everything I ended up with. A little bit, I took my son with me, so that was cool. He got to enjoy it. I got him a couple things. I'm going to show you guys a piece of just some really cool art, and a really interesting piece of art. Bought it because it fits my collection. It fits great in the comic book room. I can't wait to display it and have a place for it. But yeah, other than that, like I said, we're going to jump in. So, part of my Daredevil run, didn't have this issue. There's quite a few of these in here. I think these were $1 or $2 a piece, and there's a couple in here that got like a greenish sticker on the back. You can kind of see one there. I think those were somewhere between $2 and $5 a piece out of one box that he had, and I only picked up like 2 of them if I remember right. Nonetheless, here we go. Daredevil number 30. Daredevil 31. 33. 42. The majority of these are from the same run, if not all of them, I'm pretty sure. 43. I know that said $2.25 on it, but it was in the dollar bin. 44. Love this cover. 46. Another great Wolverine cover by David Mack. 54. This I do think was in the dollar bin. This is the first appearance of the Batman Beyond Scarecrow in the, not the latest run of Batman Beyond, but the one just before. So pretty cool there. I bought this because of what was actually on the backside. Pretty sure everybody really kind of knows that at this point. But nonetheless, it was a 2-for-1, so grab that. And then this is a sealed copy. Like I said, it was somewhere between, it was either $2 or $5. I can't remember. It might have been $3. I think these were, but a sealed copy with everything inside for $3 is going to be really hard to pass on. So, this was part of a run filler that I needed. I know there's only like 17 issues in this run. I've got the majority of it now. I think I've got 6 or 7 books left, and I should have that run completed. When I found this book, though, I mean, this was probably the most exciting find of the entire con for me. Simply just because I've been looking everywhere for this book in the wild. I have bought a couple of the books in this run off eBay, and this was the last book in this run that I needed. This is the same run that Arthur Sidon did the long run of his style of art on them, and it goes up to, I think, 30 or 31 issues. It's really famous. Towards the end, there's a variant with it's an Adi Granov cover that has Iron Man, I think it is, as like the centerpiece, or it's Moon Knight in Iron Man armor or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't have it. That's one of the ones I'm looking at, but I do have all of the A covers. There's just a few variants scattered into the series. I have a couple of them, but this nonetheless completes the series, and I was ecstatic. Another run in this series. I can't remember if there was a minor key to this or not. There is to this one, I'm pretty sure, but at this point, I can't remember what it is, but I didn't have it. Number 9. Oh, that was one of the vendors that I bought from. This is Batman Beyond 37, but this is the second print. It is the first, I guess, the first appearance of Batwoman, Beyond. But like I said, it's the second print, so I didn't have this. I don't have the first print either. I am still looking for it. I've never found it in the wild. It's another one of those books where I've almost bought it on eBay 100 times, but just have been trying to hold out hope to find it. And it seems like, I don't know why. In my area, it just never shows up. So here was another find, not from the same dealer. That is actually out of that dealer's books. Actually, the Batwoman Beyond was from a different dealer. It was the only book I bought from him as well. But these 3 books I did get from the same dealer. The DT Comics, some guys out of Louisville. But nonetheless, I didn't have this one. I do collect the Ultimate Spider-Man run. I think I've showed some of those on here for you guys before. Paid $15 for that. It did come in the Wizard Mylar. And I didn't have it. That's probably more than it's worth. But if I find these Wizards in high grade, a lot of them I'll just pick up just on principle. Now this one, I did pay $5 for, and the one behind it. But I just love this cover, Daredevil and Wolverine and Ronin on the cover. It's a Frank Miller book, and for $5, it was really going to be hard for me to pass up some Frank Miller Daredevil. I have not flipped through here yet, but I am going to. And then the last book, another book that I just strictly a cover buy. I do like these comics journals. They've got a lot of cool, interesting hobbyist things in there, like the interview with Joe Staten, et cetera, et cetera. There's some of them actually do go for a little bit. I don't think this one does, but it was a great Superman cover. Growing up, Superman was my favorite superhero, just like many other collectors. I still love him today. Actually, my son, he's 10 years old. He makes fun of me because I still like Superman. And now he's starting to too. He wants to paint his room in Superman colors, and it's just kind of funny. But seeing this, it was a great cover for $5. I went ahead and grabbed it. All right, where to next? Oh, I did get this at the con, and then I'm going to show this first, just kind of as a little shout out. This is the guy's art. You can't see it. It doesn't show up really well. But this is actually a wood burn panel. That's his logo. It does have his name on it, but it's hollow like that. You can't really see it. But the name of his company is called Blind Squirrel, and he makes these wood burn arts in comic covers. He also has trading card size wood burns that on the inlay he actually paints or like colors with a hollow pin or a hollow paint, like a hollow foil paint. It's really cool. I bought my son one. I got him a Charmander or a Charizard, I think. Nonetheless, check this guy out. He's at Blind Squirrel Comics or blindsquirrel.com, I'm pretty sure. But he does all Woodburn stuff. He's got a whole bunch of different characters. In fact, at the con, he ran out of business cards. That's the only reason that I have this to show you on the back of his plaque here, is because he was completely out. And this was the third day of the con. So he went an entirely other day at the con, didn't have a single business card on him. So kudos to this guy. Great stuff. A lot of good art, a lot of original stuff. And I'll definitely, if I see him anywhere again, probably buy more. Okay. This is going to be a box of eBay stuff. Yeah, we're going to do this. It'll be really quick. Oh, shoot. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Here's where we're going. Okay. Found these for cover price in a back issue bin. Great covers from the Chip Zdarsky run. This is in a back issue bin local to me. Issue 4, issue 13, first appearance of the Kingpin's daughter. Issue 16 and 17. It's got the preview exclusive for Strange Academy in it. That's why that one really gets popular. Other than that, nothing really crazy special in there. Just more Daredevil books. This. What did I pay for this? Okay. This one is actually really. I looked at this on eBay quite a few times. Most people know what this is. Marvel Special Edition. Spectacular Spider-Man #1. It's the treasury size. And I found this actually in pretty high grade. Aside from, the age that's on it, all that it really is a little bit of water staining down here. I paid $40 for it. I know that was a little over, but I did get it from a local comic shop. I'm really familiar with those guys. I like their books. I like to support them as much as I can. I have my pull list there. In fact, they do a huge dollar comic sale. All of their dollar comics on the new release comic books are $1 for Free Comic Book Day. They keep a few in back stock over the year, and then whatever they've got left and whatever's out on the wall, that entire day for 8 hours, all those books are $1. So it's pretty awesome. It's a great way to get kids involved again, because they also do the free comic book stuff. So, love this shop. I was happy to have this book, and great to find it there. Okay, now we're going to get into the eBay stuff. Another just strictly cover buy, because I thought it was cool. This is Comics Collector, spring of 1984. Awesome. Teen Titans cover. It was in pretty decent shape. Staples are good and tight, and I'm actually kind of excited to get to read this. I haven't yet, so I've been really behind. Work's getting really busy. It's just that time of year for me, but nonetheless, I do intend to read it. I do intend to flip through, see the art, read a couple of these interviews that they've got, and just see what people have to say. One thing I did think was really interesting just on the cover is the 10,000 plus comic values. Who doesn't want to know what comics we're going for then and feel bad because you didn't buy them? Nonetheless, glad to have this. And we're going to start getting into some other stuff just after these. Okay. Now, I had an original cover to this that I actually just got rid of in a bulk sale that I had to a guy here in town. He kind of buys, sells, and trades online through a dealer friend that he's got. But I'm just not a huge fan of Mr. Pig. But I do collect sketch variants, and I didn't know that this book had a sketch variant to it. I think this is like a 1 in 100 or a 1 in 200 or something, maybe a 1 in 50. But I love this cover, especially as a sketch, more so as a sketch even. But it's, again, the first appearance of Mr. Pig, and the only reason I bought it, I think I got this for like 10 or 12 bucks on eBay at auction. Nobody was bidding on it, me and like one other person, and I don't think they were paying attention. But nonetheless, happy to have this sketch variant. I did get a design variant. This is Power Rangers Pink #1 and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers of the main series #2. These are the Megazord design variants, or I guess toy piece variants. Happy to have those. And these are the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the ash cans from New York Comic Con. There's 2 of each in both of these packs. They are both #1s. But what they actually did, I think these are San Diego Comic Cons. They're either New York or San Diego, I can't remember. Either way, so they did kind of like a little gimmick thing with these, if y'all don't know. What they actually did is, so 3 of the Ninja Turtles they took and they mixed them with the red Power Ranger helmet here. I don't have the other one. I've actually got it on the way here now, but that's beside the point. I didn't get it in the same lot, but they took 3 of the Ninja Turtles and put their weapon on the cover with the red Power Ranger helmet. And they didn't release the 4th turtle until they actually released it as an ash can with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT, the second crossover, after this series had actually ended. So that was an ash can book that was pretty limited when it came out. I think it was a retailer ash can, and I do have one of those. I have shown it before. I was really happy when I found it because I'm pretty sure I found it in LCS. But I was glad to finally get these. Got these on eBay. Both of these for $2. I think I paid like, I don't know, 9 or 10 bucks plus shipping. But I have, all of that coming my way too. So shipping costs were pretty cut down from that same vendor online on eBay. But I bought a whole bunch of Power Ranger books on eBay from this guy. I think I've got like 7 or 8 on the way right now because he puts them up and nobody bids on them, and they're books that I need for the runs. So I'm just buying him out of stock as much as I can afford. Thankfully, nobody does bid high on them, so I do get them pretty cheap. Okay, now we're going to get into the big boy stuff. In the last few months, I have spent some money on some comic books. And I did tell you guys that I had a pretty major find at an LCS. I can't remember if I showed these or not, but the Amazing Spider-Man 20 and Giant Size X-Men #1, probably in like VG condition. I'm pretty sure I showed these before. Nonetheless, I still had them out in my desk where I do my comic book haul videos here that you guys see. So I wanted to show them again just in case I didn't. Those are going in the personal collection. They'll probably never come out unless I upgrade them. So again, happy to find them. And now we're going to get into the actual graded books. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to show you guys that I thought I showed you before either. What I thought that I had that I wanted to show you is this. This is the Bill Sinkwicks art collection. This is like an art portfolio. The dust jacket is all janky and tore up, but when you actually pull the art out that's on the inside, this is the portfolio cover. It folds down, and then you've actually got like the art. There was only 1,500 of these printed and made, and Bill signed, he signed it, so that's pretty cool. I was really happy to find that. Got that off of eBay. Like I said, I couldn't remember if I had shown you guys these things before or not, but if I did, I'm not sorry. I'm showing you again. I love them. So you'll just have to deal with it. But that's the back issue books. And then I've got 2 more bigger books, like I said, that I got at the con, but we're going to wait till last to show those. This book, don't know if you guys, if any of you guys collect Power Rangers, you tell me, but I cannot find these series in the wild anywhere. I had to buy and resort to buying a 9.6. Not that that's bad, but raw copies of this book in high grade go for, you know, $35, $20 on a bad day usually. So, found this 9.6 shipped to me for $50. I thought that was a no-brainer. There's not really any key significance to it other than it is just early Power Rangers. It's only a 3-issue miniseries, and for $50, it was really hard to pass on. Oh. So, getting into the CGC haul. From there, we're going to start talking about some other books that I bought. This fits right into my collection. I have mentioned it before. I was after this book. This is Voltron Defender of the Universe #1. This is the first Jenny Frison published, or not published art, but the first Jenny Frison cover in comics. As a Jenny Frison collector, this was paramount to have in my collection. This actually come from a store up in Michigan that a few years ago my work had sent me up that way. And unbeknownst to me, this tiny little shop in, what was the name of that town? It's about 30, 45 minutes outside of Detroit, but it's called Sanctum Sanctorum Sanctum Sanctorum Comics and Oddities. And they do a bunch of exclusives. In fact, they were just releasing the Mercy #1, the Mirka Andolfo series, and they did an exclusive with Jenny Frison, and that was the book that made me fall in love with her art. If you have not seen that book, go look it up. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is an amazingly tough black cover. They did end up doing a foil print in it, but I do not have that one. I only have the original non-foil. I am going to get a foil one, probably in a 9.8. If I can, I'll eventually get it signed by her, just as well as I will this, and I probably will have it, if I don't get it cracked and reslabbed, I'll probably just have it pressed and cleaned and signed at least by her if she ever comes near. Nonetheless, paramount to my collection, like I said, and it actually leads right on into the rest of this CGC haul, because the books that I had sent off were these right here. I had this book raw. I bought it years ago, and I think this is the retailer unlockable version. Sanctum Sanctorum also did one of these. This is the #1 of Something's Killing the Children, but they also did an exclusive with her on this book where it is foil and a black and white spot color where the blade, the blood on the blade is red. Those are really cool. Usually those go for pretty good money if you find them, especially the foil one, because it is tough in 9.8. But nonetheless, super happy to have sent this in to her signing at CGC. This also went into that. This is my favorite Power Rangers cover of all time. Another 9.8, signed by Jenny Frison. Like I said, I had bought this book online originally. I believe it was either a 9.8 or a 9.6. I got it for $70 online at eBay, shipped to me. Had sent this in to get it signed by her, come back a 9.8, so had an amazing experience as far as that goes. I'm usually not huge on CGC books, but to have her signature on it, have it witnessed, verified, and in 9.8, and this is my favorite Power Rangers comic book cover ever, it was really hard for me not to do that. Lastly, from the 3 books that I had sent in that come back together, this is that book that I was just talking about. This is the Mercy #1 from Mirka Andolfo, the Jenny Frison cover. Like I said, super tough to get in high grade like this. Everything shows up on it: fingerprints, dust prints, any kind of crease. I do have this still in the dust jacket over the encasing, and I'll probably leave it there because I don't want to take any risks with it. But again, another Jenny Frison 9/8. This is one of my favorite covers of all time. I don't care what anybody says. It is absolutely gorgeous. If you see it in person, it looks even better because I know it doesn't look great on this screen right now. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open this last book for you guys. I don't have any idea what this is going to be. I anticipated when I sent it in, I think I said as long as I got an 8.0 or an 8.5 on it, I would be happy. Let's see. Come on. There it goes. Okay. I'm not going to open it without you guys seeing it first. Which way is the book? Oh, okay. They've got it. Let's get this pour out off. Is this the front? This is the front. Okay, okay. That's the back. Now, I don't know what this is going to be. I want to close my eyes. Oh, there's the invoice. What did I get? What did I get? Oh my God! This is way better than I anticipated. For those of you who don't know what this is, or those of you that do even, I'm still going to tell you, this is Hack Slash, the series number 14. It was published in July of 2008, and this is the first commissioned artwork by a publisher for Jenny Frison. She was commissioned specifically to do just this cover. You cannot find this book in the wild. If you find this book in the wild, especially on the cheap, you better buy it. Raw copies in mid-grade go for $100 just because of their rarity. And I don't know what the print run is on this or anything, but I can tell you this. If you find it in the wild and you don't get it, you're probably going to lose. Whether you're a Jenny Frison collector or not. Because Jenny Frison collectors want this book. Just like they do the Voltron one. I looked and looked and looked. I did end up getting this book raw on eBay over a year ago probably. I think I got it for around $100. I was anticipating when I got it for it to be around a 6.0 or a 6.5. The worst part about this book is not this. It is actually this back cover. Because all along, every one of them you find, all along the spine right here, it will have creasing. And they're almost always almost in like a forward slash mark. I'm gonna have to check the grader's notes on this. I want to know why it wasn't higher grade, but I am super stoked that this is a 9.4. This is my favorite book of the haul, absolutely, whether it's the finale or not. Wow, I love this. Anyway, I'll let you guys get on with your night. I'm gonna show you the last two books. I did end up paying up for these, like I said. I paid $800 for the pair. And I had a little bit of trade-in. Traded them probably about 6-7 books that I had, just Silver Age books. One of them was a Spider-Man 42. One of them was the first appearance of Dane Whitman as the Black Knight in the Marvel superheroes. I can't remember honestly, but these books are, I do collect this run, but it had been a very long, I anticipated getting these books very later. They are in lower grade, but you just do not see them very often. This book in and of itself has kind of gone crazy. Flash Silver Age book 123, first meeting, I'm sorry, the first meeting of Jay Garrick and Barry Allen, if I can get my words out. But nonetheless, happy to have this. It is about a 1.0 or a 1.5, maybe a 1.8. The only thing that it really hinders it the most is just on the interior of the cover here. It does have a little bit of piece of tape, kind of just still holding it. Like I said, that's the price tag that it had on it originally, and then here are the notes. It says first Silver Age appearance of the Golden Age Flash, and tape on the interior spine. So I knew what I was getting into going into this. Like I said, I only ended up paying $400 for it after my trade-in. I was happy with that. This book you don't see in the wild very often, and if you do, it's got a crazy, ridiculous price on it. That was even probably a little high for this book, but I just don't see it in my area. And rather than trust somebody just on eBay to give me a complete unrestored copy, I figured I might as well go with some guys that I know and just get it there. I can always upgrade it in the future, and that leads to the last book. This is completely unrestored. It is also in about 1.5 condition, maybe a 2.0. It's got a little book stamp put through there. It's got a little bit of chipping, but nonetheless, it is attached. At least the bottom staple. The top staple I think is attached, but it's very loose. No tape. No date stamp. Looks like somebody tried to maybe write their name or the date on it, but it's all original. It's not been cut, not been trimmed. These guys are high-end dealers. They really know what they're talking about. The one that owns the we'll call it dealer shop. He is actually a doctor, and they call him also the comic doctor because he has studied and looked into, and I've actually ended up selling books to him before, and he told me that they'd been trimmed in things that I'd never realized, and he showed me. He compared them to books that were the same book, and he proved it to me. So I trust this guy. Very trusted dealers. Again, that's what he had on the book itself. I did not pay that. I told you guys what I paid for both of them together. So to have both of these Silver Age classics in my collection with the rest of this, oh my God, I want to see this. That could not have made my night any better. Oh, thank you so much. Anyway, very happy to have the books that I do in my collection up to this point. I am really kind of trying to make a turn for the best in my collecting habits. I'm really starting to try and dial in on the series that I have, the artists that I want, and kind of just get away from a lot of the filler. Like Higgy says, read your comics because they make you smart. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become an expert in my craft and the things that I love. I try to approach life in the same way. And if I'm just out here collecting and buying books to be buying them, I'm not going to win. And to me, winning is collecting what you love and collecting what you like and enjoying those things. Because even if somebody else later on down the road doesn't enjoy them, at least you did. Without further ado, it's D Collector. This is my very large haul, and I'm signing out. See y'all later.